Mr. Hobby PS265. This is a single action brush, and should you ever have to do a deep clean or maintenance, here's a breakdown on how to do so. The cup just removes like so. It just rests into the top of the body. It does come with a lid. There is a coupler on the bottom as well as an air hose and another little fitting. This is for can supplied air kits, so if you have that, you're all set to go. But if not, just unscrew that coupler and any 1/8 fitting will fit on the bottom of this brush. So while I'm here, it's a good time to remove the air valve components while it's still connected to the body. All you need to do is get in there and loosen that spring by grabbing a hold of those teeth there on that hold down ring and give it a twist. Keep some pressure on it, because if you don't, that spring could pop out easily. Now that I have that little screw off, you can get a hold of that spring as well as the air valve plunger. Now it's just the casing. If you need to remove that from the body, I have some anti-marring pliers here. It's not damage to finish, and that will unscrew right off. There is a little small O-ring here as well. Now as far as the back of the brush goes, you just have to unscrew the handle. This will give you access to that needle chuck screw and needle. So just loosen that, and now you can take the needle out and finish removing that chuck. And now the waist plate. This is also your fluid control dial, so you can adjust that a little bit for more or less paint. This is all seems to be one complete unit. So once that's out, you can pop off that trigger if you need it. And now you can gain access to that packing screw inside the body. Should you ever get paint on your finger, this is most likely the cause of that failure of that seal. So just put your maintenance screw inside the body there. Give it some turns, you'll feel it grab. And hopefully it comes with your tool without too much trouble. There it is. I like to keep it on my tool in case I need to do anything else to it. I'll just leave that on. So now it's just the front end of the brush. There's a protective cover here you need to remove. Now you have access to the air cap. And then the last thing you have here is just your nozzle. I seem to have lost my nozzle wrench, so I'll have to grab this one here. And just remove it like so, being very careful on how you do so. They're easily damaged, and if you put it on too tight, they just shear right off. And that's pretty much the breakdown of the Iwata PS265. Okay, I had to find me a nozzle wrench. There wasn't one there that I could see. So now to remove the nozzle, just put it on the front of the brush, turn it till you feel it click on the flat part of that nozzle, and then just give it a little turn and it'll come right off. And there's your breakdown of the PS265. So putting your brush back together is as simple as taking it apart. I guess I'll start with the front end and put this nozzle back on. Just be very careful in doing so. Do not over tighten it or over torque it. Like I mentioned, they do break very easily. No tension at all is usually good enough, metal to metal, and you're fine. So once the nozzle is on, put your air cap back in place. Then your protective cover. It's probably a good time for that packing seal. Just screw that back inside the body. Counterclockwise, you'll feel a little click, and then tighten it up. You want just enough tension where no paint goes back on your finger, but enough to stop that needle from flowing. So now that that's back together, it seems like it's a good time for the air valve. So grab your casing, shorter end of that plunger goes in first. Then the spring right over top that shaft. And by putting that screw on my tool, I will try to grab the bottom of that plunger. Little counterclockwise, I felt that click, and now I can tighten it back up. Make sure that air valve is flowing good and going up and down easily, and now I can put it back on the body. Okay, it looks like I'll put the trigger back in. It does just kind of seat in place being a single action, so you want to line up that slot with the back of the body so your needle doesn't stop when you go to put it on. Now I will put that waist plate back on. Screw that into the body. Now you can put the needle chuck in just a little bit, not completely. That way the needle has room to work with. If you tighten it down all the way, you won't get the needle in. So push that in till it stops. You don't have to force it, and lock it down into place. Now you can put the back handle back on. Your cup, which just rests into the body, the lid, and that initial coupler that was on when you first got it out the box. Well, and that's it for a breakdown of the PS265. We hope you enjoy the new single action brush, and pick one up here at spraygunner.com.